Yo, what is up, PPL fans? Shoutout, your coach of Bayern Munich, and welcome to the PPL Week 2 team analysis. This week, we're up against Travesty 1's Canberra Toucannons. However, unfortunately, Trav can't play because he's on a trip or something. Yeah. So we're gonna play my good friend Colton, Shadow Gaming Hub, a former PPL member instead. His links as well as Trav's links will be in the description below. Make sure to check out both of them. Trav is gonna upload all of his PPL stuff, and he's generally a fantastic guy. And Colton's also a fantastic guy. He will inevitably upload again as well. And you can also just follow him on Twitter, so you have him there now. So yeah, that's fun. Also, we're back with good audio quality. How exciting is that? Yeah, last week was a bit of a shit show, but we good now. And the third thing that I have to say is that we made a transfer. So you will probably see my draft on screen in a bit, but I decided that Komala wasn't doing much on my team. Obviously it was helpful for support, you know, Wish and Rapid Spin are both cool, having a normal type is cool, but I didn't see myself bringing it at all. I think my team has always 6 Pokemon that are better, more important, or more useful than Komala every single week. And I just didn't see a matchup where I would bring it. Plus, more importantly, my team had a couple holes that I wanted to fill. First up, I was still a little weak to finding. Rotom has immunity, Finny has resist. That's decent, but not perfect. So I wanted to maybe deal with that. I wanted more priority, most importantly. My team doesn't have good priority. I want to patch it up a little bit with the matchup. Granted, I have like super duper speed on my team with Arrow, Dugtrio, Superior, but still, I wanted some more priority. So, and then I also didn't have a fighting type, so that would be cool, and maybe some spikes if I have any budget left. So I ended up picking Metachamp for 7 points. Komala was 9, so you know I got those 9 points back. Picked up Metachamp for 7. Gives me priority, fighting type, fighting resist, all that juicy stuff. An absolute phenomenal wall breaker alongside Zardax, so that I can just like kill everything. It's beautiful. And then for the remaining 2 points, I actually decided to pick up Glalie, because that gives me spikes. For 2 points, it was probably the best spike set around. Other things include Maractus, and as much as I love that thing, it's not very good. It also gives me Ice Shot priority, which is really, really nice. You know, a taunt, spike lead with the explosion is always possible. Gives me a freeze dry spammer if I ever feel the need to, but Glalie's unlikely to come in any matchups because it's bad. Base 80 stats across the board, not great. But we'll see. Spikes are cool, and we'll see what I do with it. So, without further ado, let's just get into the matchup. As you can see, both teams on screen right about now. My newly transferred team, yeah, newly updated team, and on the bottom you see Trav's team that Colton is going to be using. That is Celesteela, Arcanine, Crocodile with the Super Z moves, Serena, Latias as Z move user, Primarina, Terrakion as Z move user, Togedemaru, and Quillfish. So, a very small draft. I say very, it's like 9 Pokemon. And honestly, it's probably one of the worst drafts in the league. It's still very good, as I will go into in a second, but it was rated rather low in comparison to my draft, which was number 1 in both power rankings, and his was kind of low. I mention that because he still has a good matchup against me. A very good matchup, in my opinion. Some people I've talked to disagreed, some people agreed, so we'll see how that goes. But I struggled a lot with building. I lost a ton of my mocks. I had like, what, 7 or something? 6, 7, something like that. Played a couple people twice, so that's somewhere around 7. And yeah, lost a ton of them, and then I made a change to the team, and I think I won both of my mocks I had with that new Mon, so we'll see how that goes, and hopefully it's going to win me the game. Basically, he has 6 Mons that I struggle with immensely, and then he can also bring 1 more Mon, maybe 2 even. So the things I struggle with, Celesteela for sure, Crocodile is a massive problem, Latias is a problem, Primarina I don't have a switch into, Terrakion I don't have a counter to, and Arcanine can also be annoying. Quillfish can set up hazards, and Toxic Spikes are really annoying because my Tapu Fini is really important, and Misty Terrain doesn't activate until I'm in, so I get poisoned and then Misty Terrain activates essentially. So that's a problem. And Togedemaru actually was a little annoying my mocks, but I don't see it coming. It just doesn't do anything, in my opinion. Yeah, I just don't think Togedemaru is a good bring against my team, but we'll see how that works. And same with Serena. I think Serena just invites in Zardax and Rachi way too easily. Like if Serena kills my Finny or anything really, I come in with Zard, I click DD, and he is sad. So because Serena can do nothing to Zard. Like same with Rachi. So yeah, I kind of don't see that coming. Would make sense for like hazard support and also another way of dealing with my Finny as well as my Superior. But I think the other 6 are more likely. Quillfish as well. So Toucannons and Serena, the 2 I kind of count out, and then the other 6 are all massive problems. I don't have much I can hit. Celesteela hard. Arcanine is really annoying. Crocodile is a massive fucking threat. Latias is, I don't have a switch into Latias depending on the sets I'm bringing, and you can already see the first one I'm bringing. That's not a switch in, at least not a good one. Primarina I just straight up do not have a switch into unless I go Spit F Rachi with Wish Protect and I try to potentially stall out that way. Even that's not a good switch into a Specs Hydro Pump, if at all. So, and Terrakion just kind of wins late game. That's just how that goes. So, bad matchup, bad matchup. I don't like it. I'm sad, and you know that's how that goes. So let's just get into the team I'm bringing. Hopefully we can pull out a win here. I didn't say that, but I don't like saying I have a bad matchup because if I lose, it just sounds like an excuse, which it kind of is, but still. And if I win, then my opponent is probably going to feel bad for losing a game where they had, at least in the opponent's opinion, a good matchup. So that's kind of why I don't like saying that, but it's the truth, so whatever. So 6 minutes in, we haven't talked about team yet. First up, we have Tiana Jirachi, our captain, with the Iapapa berry. This is one of the new berries that restores half of your health. I'm not minus defense nature, and Iapapa berry has the coolest name, so went with that. And by the way, shout out to Kyle K22 for the idea for the Iapapa berry. I wasn't sure what I wanted. I kind of wanted Cabia berry. I had one leftovers, and he was like, "Go go one of those cool berries that do 50% stuff." And I was like, "Yee!" So that's what we're doing. So Psychic Thunderbolt, Moonblast, Calm Mind with 204 HP, 108 special attack, 196 speed, a timid nature. That special attack allows me to 2-hit KO Fizz Celesteela at +1. I think. And at +2, I 2-hit KO Spit F Celesteela, as well as giving me a good chance to OHKO Crocodile at +1 with a Moonblast. Now I have to be shiny this week because Moonblast is an event, so that's unfortunate. But basically, this thing just kind of wins late game. I need to weaken the Arcanine, I need to weaken the Celesteela. I need to hope that Crocodile isn't Scarf, and probably get rid of Terrakion. So, you know, there are a couple things. But if I get a Calm Mind at the right time, the thing can definitely sweep. If it can't sweep, it can at least punch holes in this team. So later on, one of my 2 other sweepers can definitely clean up. So that's kind of how that, you know, kind of how that's supposed to work. Also, Bulky Pill with the 204 HP. I can take a hit from pretty much anything on this team, and that's all fine and dandy. So that's Rachi, hoping that it can put in some work. It better be, because I don't want to be really sad. So next up we have Kingsley, the Aerodactyl, once again being our Z move user this week with the Rocky MZ, Unnerve, Stone Edge, Aquatail, Hone Claws, and Pursuit. Max attack, Adamant, 28 HP, and 228 speed. By the way, speed on Rachi is 2 speed Croak. So he has a decent speed gap between Terrakion and Croak being the next likely one to bring max speed. You know, Togedemaru is there, but I would rather have a little bit more bulk than outspeed Togedemaru. As again, I don't think it's too likely, and if it is, it's probably going to be more bulky spread, and definitely not have max speed. Also have the convenient option of, not the convenient option, but the convenient fact that I have Rotom, which is right behind Croak and speed tiers, so I think everything is going to creep that, so I also outspeed Togedemaru and potentially an offensive Arcanine as well, so that's cool. But Aerodactyl, with the Hone Claws and the Z Rock move, the Continental Crush, I destroy things. It's only Rock Resist that actually can take a Continental Crush at +1 is Croak. Terrakion and Togedemaru both do not want to fuck with the thing at all, and that's pretty spicy. And last move slot was kind of up in the air. I wanted kind of Earthquake for Quillfish and Togedemaru, and a bit of a harder hit on Terrakion. I wanted Dragon Claw or Crunch to hit the Latias for a little bit more damage, because at +1 with the HP investment that he's going to have if he's an offensive set, like not a Calm Mind set, a bulky one, then Dragon Claw kills after rocks. It was like a really good chance to kill after rocks, or Crunch. Also unstep Dragon Claw, which is always good. But I opted to go with Pursuit because in my mocks people were switching out against Arrow from their Latias, so I was like, if I had Pursuit, this would be really fucking nice. So let's run Pursuit. I think at +1 Stonehenge is all I need, essentially. Aquatel, of course, for the crook, it also hits the Toucannons really hard and does good damage to Toucannons. That's pretty much all that it is. At +1, Rockium Z Stonehenge, Oko's Spit F Cell Sealer. It just drops. Fizzdev still takes a million, so if I'm in that matchup, Cell Sealer versus Aerodactyl, I'm clicking Continental Crush. If I'm at +1, 100%. Even if it protects, I still get a chunk off, and then Stonehenge afterwards is gonna do a lot. So basically, I want to weaken Cell Sealer because fuck that thing and everything about it. Unless I have it, in which case it's great. So yeah, that's the set. Hopefully, also this outspeeds his entire team, which is nice. So he's probably gonna have to reveal a Skullfer sooner or later, and that's gonna be very, very hot. Next up, we have Scott the Rotom. This is the one I ended up putting on at the end. I had a what did I have? I had the Superior. It was a max HP spread, like a bulkier one, to deal with some stuff and take hits and like Leech Seed stuff. And I think I had Toxic at some point, and I changed that. I was Protect Leech Seed in the end, which could potentially 1v1 Cell Sealer if I decided to keep Synthesis. I didn't. Basically, it didn't work. It just didn't quite do what I wanted to do in Mox, so I decided to go with this headset, and this is what helped me win games. With the Cobra Berry, of course, once again, it's probably what I do every week. Just if you prep for me in the future, just prep for Cobra Berry Rotom. It's just what's gonna happen. Thunderbolt Volt Switch will with Hex. This V spread is basically what happens when I spec crept his, I think it was Serena. No, uninvested Latias by a couple points. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And then put the rest in HP and was like, if I am modest, do I save EVs? And the answer is yes. I think I get like 1 point more in the stats, so you know, that's kind of nice. And the special attack investment is still, this is basically max special attack timid Rotom as well, so that's that. And this thing is just a nice annoyance to his team, as Rotom tends to do, because its only electric immunity is Crocodile, which I can take any one hit from with the Cobra Berry and Will-O-Wisp bit, and if it's Will-O-Wisp, it's no longer a threat. That means it can't revenge Karachi as easily, that means it can't deal with Aerodactyl as easily, it means it's actually kind of set up for Aerodactyl. It means Zardex can potentially set up on it if it isn't like a Tectonic Rage variant, which I faced in one of my mocks. It means Finny has no problem switching in. It means Dugtrio can even trap it later on more easily, though I probably will not do that. So it has pretty much my entire team if Crook is burned, and that's pretty much the only way he has of effectively dealing with Rotom. Celcia doesn't want to take a Thunderbolt. Arcanine can get Volt Switch on, especially if we get rocks. That's gonna be really nice. Serena gets Will-O-Wisp and doesn't do much to me. Latias doesn't want to take a Shadow Ball / Hex. I actually might change Shadow Ball. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to keep Hex. I liked it a little bit more. Premio doesn't want to take an electric move, even though it obviously can because it's fat and Rotom is kind of weak. Terrakium doesn't want to switch into a Will-O-Wisp and doesn't really want to take the chip damage. Togedemaru doesn't do anything to me. I can Will-O-Wisp it and then Hex it down. And Quillfish obviously just doesn't want to take a Thunderbolt at all. So, this is a phenomenal matchup, and I love it. I really want to bring Superior to this game. I think it has a pretty decent matchup, but overall, I think it's not good enough for me to bring it. So next up is, of course, Dragneel Zardex. Now, this is probably the worst matchup Zardex has all season, and that's saying something because it still has a pretty fucking good matchup. So, in case you're wondering how good Zardex is, that good. So, I end up going with this set: Dragon Claw, Thunder Punch, Dragon Dance, and Roost. That HP investment means I don't get too killed by uninvested Cell Stealer's Earthquake, I believe. And I think it might also help with like Dragon Pulse, Arcanine, and Defensive Primarina. That's what I remember. I think that's about right. So, Dragon Claw and Thunder Punch is probably the best coverage I can get against this team. I really want to bring Flareblitz because, again, Celesteela is a huge annoyance to my team. The only way I have to hit it on this team is actually like electric moves and a Z Stonehenge, so that's unfortunate. But, yeah, this is what's there, and it's gonna do things, hopefully. I was gonna go with like Thunder Punch. No, I had Flareblitz and Earthquake, but Latias is just way too big of a threat for me to be like, you know what, I'm gonna DD and then not touch it, or not kill it rather. Flareblitz still does a ton, but yeah. So I went Thunder Punch and Dragon Claw as the coverage, as Thunder Punch also hit Primarina for a ton of damage. It still does a ton to Celesteela as well because I'm a Zardex. And then Dragon Claw hits the rest of his team pretty damn hard. Actually, this is a Zardex that's walled by Togedemaru, funnily enough. But for one, he's never staying with Togedemaru on Zardex. I mean, he could pretty much DD up and then tries to nuzzle me. Hopefully, I'm gonna have my terrain up at that point. if he brings Togamaru. I don't think it's very likely. And yeah, that's pretty much that. I want to Roost, otherwise I could have obviously just gone 3 attacks, but I think Roost is necessary at this point, as Finny is heavily pressured by his team, which is why I was considering also Defog and Aerodactyl instead, but it didn't seem like the best option, honestly. So I definitely want to keep Roost on here, so I can DD up and Roost on things like Arcanine if he isn't like a Bulldoze or an Outrage variant. God forbid he is an Outrage Arcanine. And just in general, Roosting is good, you know, obviously. So next up we have of course Azure already top of Fini with the leftovers Misty Surge, Moonblast, Nature's Madness, Protect, Defog. It's straightforward, max HP, max defense, 4 and special attack. This loses to Arcanine, I am aware, and that's sad, but we'll have to deal with it because I think I have enough to weaken / deal with Arcanine. Though it did lose me one of my mocks that I couldn't touch it, so that's unfortunate. If I had Surf I would have won that, or if I was just faster, but I don't think I can spare any speed investment on this set, as actually let me just whatever. Team is gent, fuck it. I was gonna say put the 4 in speed instead, so I can maybe outspeed Quillfish, but I think it's gonna have more speed anyway. The thing is my check to Crocodile and my check to Terrakion. Protect not only allows me to scout for Z moves, it also allows me to just get leftovers back, and that means I can 1v1 things a little bit more easily. I can get my recovery and later on take a couple hits more easily. Defog is there because not only do I have 2 things that are weak to rocks, I also have a Duck Tree that's going to be Sash, Spoilers, and yeah. So Nature's Madness is there because I want to weaken the Cell Stealer heavily. If I get it down to 50% and it's going to stay there in case he for some reason doesn't bring Leech Seed, unless he's offensive, in which case he's obviously not bringing Leech Seed, then it's lowered, it's down. And I can go from there. I don't have a Leech Seed immunity this time because I don't not bring Superior. That's a little annoying. So Cell Stealer is inevitably going to get health back because I'm 100% thinking that Leech Seed, Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Protect is the set. I just don't see what else he would need. Like he can of course run other things, but I think it's just way too good against my team for him to pass up on. And that's another thing why Rotom is really good, because that set doesn't do much to Rotom. So yeah, Finny is super duper important. I need to keep it relatively healthy so I don't get swept by Terrakion and or Crook. The fact that it has to rely on 2 Pokemon, I don't have Wish on Mirachi to support it. A little annoying, but alas. So, and last but not least, we have Ropa the Duck Trio with its debut. Oh, actually, I think it's the only debut. Yeah, the other 5 I brought week 1. The Focus Sash, Arena Trap, Earthquake, Shadow Claw, Memento, and Stealth Rock with max attack, 180 speed, a Jolly Nature, and 76 in HP. That speed allows me to outspeed his entire team, fastest thing being Ladias. And this thing is there to trap like half his team almost. I can trap the Arcanine and hopefully see that it doesn't have E-Speed before. That would be preferred. In a mock I faced Sugarberry, Flabber's E-Speed one and like 4 attacks one, and that just killed me, but I weakened it and that was fine. This also allows me to trap Terrakion most importantly. That's why I have a Focus Sash, because even if he's a Rock Polish or a Scarf variant, I will always be safe, always have that Sash in the bag. I can Earthquake him. There are ways it can beat me. Mainly Quick Attack, or like Sash, Rock Polish, Double Kick, or just Double Kick. I don't think that's gonna happen, but yeah, I can definitely weaken or kill Terrakion. I can weaken or I can kill the Togamaru. I can trap that unless he's Shed Shell, and same with Quillfish. Quillfish might actually live one, so I'm gonna have to look out for that, as well as Aqua Jet being an option. So that's that. This is also my Stealth Rocker for the week. It's gonna be a little hard getting up Stealth Rockers with something that needs to keep its Sash intact, and you know, just by nature it doesn't force switches. We'll see how that goes. Memento is just kind of a tech that I will use to set up one of my 3 setup sweepers. I can also, this gives me another way of making Ladias a little less scary, because I can come in, I can Memento it, and then it's gonna be weak, and I can kind of deal with it from there if he's like a Calm Mind set. That's one of my ways of dealing with Calm Mind Ladias. I don't have many others because it just destroys my team. And Shadow Claw is there to chip down Ladias as well. I could have run Sucker Punch, but I feel like, excuse me, despite having priority being nice, that was a hard sentence. I think Shadow Claw is just much better because I can reliably hit the Ladias. Even if he recovers, I can, hit him hard-ish, wear him down a little bit and kind of go from there. I could of course like bring Never Ending Nightmare, but I already have Z-move and also a Sash. It's just too important. And also Shadow Claw over Night Slash in case you're wondering for some reason. I don't want to give Terrakion a boost. Simple enough. If he goes into like Scarf Terrakion, and you know, that's just not something I want to do. So Shadow Claw seems a little better. It also just doesn't make a difference. So yeah, that's the team. I'd say I'm pretty confident, but that would be a filthy lie. Super duper worried about this matchup, but we'll see how it goes. I haven't played yet, so I'm actually worried and not like trying to find excuses for why I lost. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can pull out a win and go 2-0, because that would be beautiful. Maybe we can claim that #1 spot in the league. That would be nice. And yeah, again, make sure to check out all the links in the description below to my opponent and Trav as well, who's technically my opponent but not really, as well as all the PPL links, fan server, shirts. You can buy shirts and all that stuff. But that's gonna be it. Tell me what you think of the team and the matchup and whatnot. Maybe it isn't as bad as I make it out to be. You can tell me how whiny of a bitch I am. Whatever, I don't care. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Again, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, leave some nudes. I will appreciate all 3 of those, and hopefully see you guys next time. Goodbye.